Hello, everyone. I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster, here with Weather Now, Kentucky. And historic rainfall is indeed underway, already causing deaths throughout portions of Kentucky, and that will only continue throughout the next 48 hours throughout our Commonwealth at least. We do also have a renewed severe risk today, and that risk does seem to be growing throughout portions of Kentucky. So we'll go over all of that information for you as well. Just another long day in this pattern lies ahead. You're going to see temperatures warm all the way up into the upper 70s here soon. Over the next few hours, dew points are going to rise all the way into the mid 70s over the next few hours as well. And again, all that this is going to do is set the stage for more severe weather today, more severe weather tomorrow. And once again, we still have quite a bit of rainfall to go. And we'll talk about where we're at on rainfall. We'll talk about where we're going to be going on rainfall. Talking about who, what, when, where, how when it comes to the severe risk today and tomorrow. Of course, if you would not mind, tap that share button as you're coming into the broadcast, folks. You guys know how this rolls around here. I appreciate everyone that helps us spread this information out. Thank you guys. You guys have been sharing every post, every broadcast. So thank you guys for doing your part with helping us spread the information, keeping all of our fellow Kentuckians safe and informed, and especially all of your friends and family. I'm going to refresh our broadcast here. I'll give it about 60 seconds before we start, so stay patient with me here. Again, I want to allow everyone that wants to get in here some time to roll in. Thank you to Haley, Derek, Thomas, Tina, all for sharing the broadcast, and everyone else that's sharing the broadcast as well. Thank you again for your help with that. Yes, tornadoes are possible once again today. We will talk about when and where we expect that threat to occur. Amber says, how on earth will there be a severe risk? It's been raining nonstop, at least in J-Town. I'm so done with this weather. Because our line is lifting to the north now into Indiana, and that would give us a break from the rainfall. The only problem with that is warm air from the Gulf is absolutely just rocketing. And I do mean rocketing up toward Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee, Arkansas, Illinois, Missouri, so on and so forth. And that will quickly, and I mean quickly, destabilize our environment to support the threat for severe weather today. So I know it's very hard to believe. Trust me, it breaks a lot of meteorological rules, but it's what's happening. So again, we'll give it about 15 more seconds before we start. I want to allow everyone to get in here that wants to be in here, and I want to allow everyone that shares the broadcast a moment to share the broadcast without missing anything. Again, thank you guys a lot for your help with that. I got some messages to share from you for certain folks that wanted to share some messages. Let me get one thing pulled up here real quickly while we're waiting. Again, we do have quite a bit more rainfall to go. Another severe threat today. If you are just now tuning into the broadcast, we have not started diving into the information yet. I wanted to wait to give you a second to get in here. Once again, we have not started diving into that information just yet. Where is... Trying to find something real quickly. And of course, now I can't find it. Oh, maybe it's on this page. Yep, here it is. Okay. From 2 days ago. So I'm trying to find you guys a helpful link real quick, and then we'll get started on the information here. Come on, computer. I think it's almost time to upgrade the computer here. I think it's almost time. Trying to find this certain link that I want to put in the chat for you guys. Right there. So if you're in Hardin County, and again, a lot of different counties have this, something like this, but if you're in Hardin County, please make sure you sign up for this app here. It's completely safe, of course. When I tell you any guys or anything that's not safe, guys, it's the county's app to keep you guys informed and updated on road situations, on emergencies, on warnings and watches and stuff like that. If you're in Hardin County, please go to that link there. And again, make sure you share it out to other friends and family that live in Hardin County and sign up for that app there. Again, it very well could save your life. And a lot of counties do have something similar to that. Go to your local government Facebook sites or emergency management sites. And again, a lot of you folks will have something like that. Okay, so again, let's go ahead and start rolling into the information here. You have not missed a thing if you're just now tuning into the broadcast. We were just getting some housekeeping stuff done. And again, wanted to set everything up here with you guys. All right. Thank you all for all of your shares. So yes, we do have another severe threat posted today. Again, tornadoes are on the table, but more so, in my opinion, damaging winds and large hail. Once again, seems to again same threats, guys. It's the same repeated pattern over and over and over again. Here, it's going to be the same spots. All right. I do want to start with where we're at and where we're going with rainfall real quickly. We do have this line here approaching the Ohio River. This will lift into, data has us lifting into Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois very slowly over the next hour or so. And what is occurring down here, let me go ahead and turn the satellite on. We do have some breaks in the clouds, and so what that's allowing for is very warm and very moist air coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, or I'm sorry, Gulf of America or Mexico, whatever the heck you want to call it, guys. I'm not getting into all that. Down here to the south here, and going up and just shooting up in Kentucky, Tennessee here. And again, that's going to allow for very warm, very unstable air to push in to the state and again support the severe threat later on today. We do have a new update from the SPC, which is the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center. They have expanded the enhanced and slight risk further into Kentucky. So once again, the severe threat is growing in our state here. Does have it going basically the same places that the original risk for Wednesday was. I do want to make it very clear that this is not as aggressive of a risk that we saw on Wednesday, but it is still a risk that we have to respect. And I think, unfortunately, Western Kentucky back down to eastern Arkansas and eastern Missouri. That's where maybe the peak is for maybe some tornadic activity once again today. And again, I know it's very hard to believe with all the rainfall that we've seen there, but once again, it's just the pattern that we're in. So that's your categorical risk. Let's go look at your tornado risk. Again, they have expanded this a little bit further into Kentucky. 5% risk now does go along the I-65 corridor there. Stretches back out into western Kentucky where we see that risk become significant once again. The hatched area does indicate a 10% chance of significant tornadoes within 25 miles of a point. This yellow corridor here is a 10% risk for tornadic activity. And the green risk, or the green area, is a 2% risk out here in eastern Kentucky. Again, where we do see a 2% risk of tornadic activity. So again, that has expanded a little bit more into Kentucky with this brand new update coming out now. Let's look at your wind risk here. A 30 to 44% chance of severe winds from Owensboro to Madisonville to Murray to Mayfield to Paducah, where you see that red there on your screen. A 15% risk of severe winds from Louisville to Elizabethtown to Bowling Green and Russellville, Hopkinsville in the yellow shade, and a 5% risk of severe winds pretty much for the rest of Kentucky there. And again, this is not posted on our page yet, but once I get done with this broadcast, I'm going to post it on our page. I'm having a tough time fitting everything into post on our page there. Your hail threat here looks like this. Again, 15% risk in yellow. Hail threat's not as high today. Again, with those warmer temperatures that we have coming in, it's going to work to melt some of the hail sizes down a little bit. So not as high today. The brown risk is a 5% chance. And your significant hatches over here for far western Kentucky. And again, I don't expect too much large hail today, but if we did, it would be back out there toward western Kentucky. So those are your current SPC outlooks. And again, the main time frame today, guys, could be anywhere between 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. I can't get any more specific than that, and I'll show you why here in just a second. Here are your current rainfall totals throughout the state. Where we're seeing a whopping in that black zone is it's maxed out on the Kentucky Mesonet right now. It's about 45% of the state that's under that black shade there. And again, anywhere in that black shade is anywhere between roughly 5.5 to 8.5 inches of rain. Just an astounding, a truly astounding amount of rainfall, and we still have plenty to go. Again, just plenty. I do believe that they shut the Ohio River gates in Louisville for the first time since 2018. West Point is beginning, I think, either beginning or going to begin very soon evacuations of that area. If you are in West Point and you can hear my voice right now, you need to leave that area. I don't care where you go. You can go northeast, northwest, anywhere. You need to get out of that area right now. That will flood. And it might be a least moderate flood, potentially major flood in that area. So West Point, if you can hear my voice and you live there, you need to evacuate right now. We do have large flooding ongoing in Hopkinsville. Pretty much everywhere in that black zone, you're going to have large flooding either already occurring or beginning very soon. And again, floods are the second deadliest mode of weather, right behind heat. It's not tornadoes, it's not hurricanes, it's not anything else. It's floods. Again, we did see over 20 lives lost last month. We've already started to see some lives lost from this event, including an 8-year-old boy from Frankfurt, and that breaks my heart, who got swept away. Waters, especially flood waters, guys, they're always a lot deeper than you look. And Chris from Elizabethtown Police Department, the spokesperson there, wanted me to share a message with you. And again, this applies to everyone, even though he's from the EPD. It says, never drive through high water. It's likely deeper than it looks, and just a few inches of moving water can carry away a vehicle. Doing so puts your life and the lives of emergency responders at risk. Please turn around and do not drown. That's so cliche at the end there, but it's so true. Turn around and do not drown. We've been watching cameras all day. For example, this one out here from our telecast partners in LaRue County, where we're seeing flooding getting very close to their main roads there in LaRue County. And again, we expect another 3 to 4 inches of rainfall to go out there. And again, we do expect that road might be covered by water here at some point within the next couple of days. The Hardin County links in our chat, and I'm going to post all the links here soon. I'm trying to get a post together with every county that can see that has an app like that. Again, if someone can share the link with Sandy there from earlier, I would be very grateful for you. So again, we do expect life-threatening flash flooding to continue, and flooding overall to continue. River flooding is going to take a little bit longer, especially the Ohio. But the Ohio is already getting very, very, very high. So again, we expect flooding to continue well into next week. All right, that's your flooding and that's your current rain. We'll come back to that here in 1 second. What I want to show you now is the possibility for severe weather today, where we do expect all modes of severe weather in Kentucky, especially the more west you go. All right, so what I want to show you right now is your current dew points throughout Kentucky. This is right now. This is probably right now. Let's go ahead and advance this forward to the afternoon. You'll see what I'm talking about. Look at the dew points there. It's showing a mid-70s dew point down there for places like Bowling Green. It's upper 60s as far north as the Ohio River. This is what we refer to as the warm sector. So you see where the line of storms is along the river there, just to the points north. Keeping dew points at bay. Just below that, just to the south, that's where your warm sector is, and that's where storms can thrive and exist. All right. So again, we do expect that to continue. Your temperatures will rise throughout the day as well, very, very quickly. Again, showing the potential for upper 70s down there in far southern Kentucky, mid 70s for western Kentucky, maybe low 70s as far north as Louisville. So we do expect that, again, the warm sector to really grow today. I'm going to show you the local view here so you can have some nameplates on. I'm going to advance this forward to right now, which is about right there. Pretty accurate. You'll see that's pretty accurate. Actually, it's really accurate. So, again, we're going to roll with this model here. This is the HRRR model. Timestamps are on your top left there. If you want to follow along with the timestamps, if you're on Eastern time, just add an hour to it. For example, this would be 1 p.m. Eastern time. Advancing this forward, we see this potential for cells to start popping up around maybe 2 to 3, 4 p.m. Eastern time-ish. Down there in southern Kentucky to western Tennessee, these could carry a severe risk once again for damaging winds, tornadoes, and large hail. Again, all modes possible. The greater risk, I think, in my opinion, is with this versus the main line that will be coming through later. Again, I will show you that. But again, we do see the potential for severe cells, and you can tell that the model is trying to pick up on rotation with these cells, even as far as in the green zones that we saw out there. So I genuinely want everyone to pay attention today. I don't think it gets this far east, but the models have been showing it going that far east, so we'll keep an eye on things. Again, the timestamps are in the top left up there. Advancing this forward, this is going to be valid for 7 p.m. We're still seeing some cells pop up in that warm sector, and again, that can be anywhere between 2 to 3 p.m. all the way until the line arrives. So that's why you have such a large time window that we're giving out. Again, guys, it's not because we want to or because we're trying to play it safe. It's because we genuinely may have a very large window here where supercells can pop up at any point, and then you have that main line coming through. Very similar to Wednesday on the evolution of storms, not necessarily the strength, but the evolution of storms, very similar to Wednesday. All right, advancing this forward, the model has the main line coming in now to western Kentucky around 11 p.m. Eastern time or so. This will be a squall line of storms that could be rotating along the entire line. Again, very similar to Wednesday. Maybe not the same result or strength, but very similar to the evolution of Wednesday night. So we do have some context for you guys to go off of there. And again, this entire line could be rotating, does bring mainly a damaging wind and large hail risk with some embedded tornadoes possible as well. Again, I think the tornado threat is higher with the supercells. I think the damaging wind threat is higher with the main squall line here, but we can still get some spin-ups where we see these little notches occurring, and we do see several. Advance this forward about midnight or so, you'll see that line begins to weaken as it pushes into Kentucky. That's why you see the risk begin to drop rapidly as you get into Kentucky. So yes, this line will weaken as it pushes through Kentucky tonight. Going into the overnight hours, we'll see that rain's kind of set back up there, much weaker now. Really no severe threat by about 3 a.m. So that's why we have that window, 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. Looks pretty good so far. Advancing this forward, you'll see the unfortunate thing, though, is that the rainfall just continues to set back up and set back up and set back up. And again, now we're into Sunday, by the way. This is Sunday at 7 p.m., and it's not stopped raining since Saturday. So we have rainfall just all over. I mean, all over. Actually, that was Saturday. I'm sorry. I completely misread that. Now we're into Sunday morning, just all over, all over. And then maybe a break, and then on Sunday afternoon, we do see the potential for backside rain showers to push in once again. Just an overwhelming amount of rainfall. Here is the expected added rainfall. Take about an inch off of this, if you will. So whatever number you see, take about an inch, maybe an inch and a half off of that, because we've already seen that over the last few hours. But again, overall, though, rainfall is still expected to push into Kentucky, and still producing anywhere between another potentially 3 to 6 inches of rainfall for a lot of folks. Louisville on the lower end, Lexington on the lower end, Somerset on the lower end. But these same areas where we already see a lot of rainfall, all this black here that you're seeing there, we're expecting another potential 3 to 6 inches of rainfall by Sunday afternoon. So you're talking about the potential now. You add about, let's say, 5 inches to all these numbers. Now you're talking about 13 inches of rainfall out there in Marshall County. You're talking about 13 inches of rainfall or more out there in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. You're talking about the potential of 12 inches plus, which is a foot plus in Hardin County and Elizabethtown. You're talking about the potential of over a foot in LaRue County. Again, just all these numbers, you add about 5 inches or so to in this black zone. That's probably where we're going to end up. In this purple zone, you add about 3 or 4 inches to. That's where you're probably going to end up, so on and so forth. Just a historic amount of rainfall. And people called us crazy for saying that a couple of days ago. But we really were trying to warn you guys of what was coming. And again, for a lot of folks, this will be the highest rainfall that they've seen since 1997. So again, a truly historic amount of rainfall is not only already occurring in Kentucky, but we expect more to be added on top of it over the next 48 hours. So that's where we're at for now. I know there's a lot of details there. We're going to post all these maps to our pages. Again, I think the best threat for severe weather, let me go ahead and kind of draw, I know you guys like this. So let me go ahead and draw my idea. So the best threat for severe weather, I'm going to put it in, let's go with red, or something like red, is, in my opinion, it's basically right there tonight. Again, this is mainly for the main line. Over here, where I'm going to draw in, let's go with yellow. Why not? I think we do have a severe risk right here in Kentucky today as well. And again, this is mainly for the afternoon and evening, in my opinion, where the supercells are. That main line, as you saw, will greatly weaken by the time I get into this portion of Kentucky. And let's go with green for the rest of it. That yellow circle's bad, by the way. Let me redo that. Let me redo that a little bit there. I think it goes more like this. Where you could have potential for severe supercells in the afternoon. And then in green, let's go ahead and do something like this, where we do see the potential for some severe weather again, but on the lower side. I think this is obviously priority number 1 over here in the red. That does include Madisonville, Murray, Mayfield, Paducah, Morganfield, basically the same areas. Priority number 2 is Elizabethtown, Louisville, Frankfort, Lexington, Nicholasville, Danville, Bowling Green. Again, all those portions along central Kentucky here, basically. And then in green, that threat really drops off. But you do have a very rogue potential for severe supercells in the afternoon. So, again, I agree with the maps here placed by the National Weather Service. I'll pull that back up here. Again, I know you guys like to look at that. I do let me go 1 second. Let me pull up a different version real quick, so you guys can see the nameplates a little bit better. I keep forgetting to use this sometimes. Let me I need to just pin this so I don't have to do this. Okay. This is going to have the nameplates looking a lot better for you. There you go. Now you can see it a lot better there. Again, and I very much do agree with this map. I think orange is where your best tornado risk is. I think yellow is where your best damaging wind risk is. Maybe some hail involved with that as well. Orange is all modes, by the way, not just tornadoes. So I don't think we're expecting a tornado outbreak in Kentucky. In Arkansas, they absolutely are. This poor state's been in every portion of every high risk. I feel bad for those friends down in Arkansas. But we have our own problems to worry about up here. And again, we do expect all hazards possible for the orange zone. A little bit less confidence in the yellow zone, but all hazards are possible. And the green zone is where the threat really, really drops off. And again, this is a brand new map that we're going to get posted on our page after this broadcast is done. Matter of fact, I'm gonna cut off Eastern Kentucky. Again, you guys kind of see for yourself. Your threat is much lower. I'm gonna kind of zoom in here so we have all these nameplates on, so that everyone can know exactly where they're at here. What time? Again, the time frame is anywhere between 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. Again, a large window here. Susie, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yellow has about a 5% risk of tornadoes. Again, we're not expecting as high probabilities as Wednesday, but all risks are possible. I'm going to say real quickly, thank you to everyone that's sharing the broadcast as well. Thank you for helping us spread the information out. I know it's a lot, folks. Trust me. I'm exhausted right here with you. I know it's a lot, but again, we're going to get through it. I cannot plead to you enough. Stay home if you can. I know we have emergency workers that have to get to places. I know we have other workers that have to get to places as well. If you do absolutely have to leave today, make sure you do your due diligence. Take 10 to 15 minutes before you leave. Know what kind of route you're taking. Look at those road closures because there's a lot. And do not ignore traffic road signs. Those are there for a reason. There are so many people that are going around traffic signs, road signs, that are ignoring posted warnings. And again, they're finding their cars. They're finding their cars in the middle of floodwaters. Again, we're not posting these, and your counties are not posting these, and your cities are not posting these just to post them, guys. We're all trying to save your lives. Stay home if you can. The flash flood threat is very real. Now, we do get a little bit of a break here over the next few hours from the insane amounts of rainfall, but that does return again late tonight, going into the overnight hours, all day Saturday, and then going into Sunday as well. And then after the flash flood threat, you're really going to start to see that aerial and that river flood threat really begin to pick up. By the way, I do want to show you real quickly. We do have an excessive rainfall risk posted today. It's a moderate 40% in red there. But day 2, which is tomorrow, we bring the high risk back to Kentucky there. And again, this is going to be for Saturday. We do bring the high risk back to Kentucky there with a wide of moderate risk as well. Again, lots of rainfall still to go throughout Kentucky. Lots of rainfall still to go. Also, we do have a slight severe risk for Saturday. At this point, I'm not seeing a whole lot for Kentucky because of the sheer amount of rainfall that we're going to have there. That will help us from the severe risk, but once again, that's only going to detriment our flood risk. So just wanted to put that out there, by the way, as well. That's why we haven't talked about Saturday too much, because I don't see it too much right now. But of course, I'll let you guys know if that changes. Again, if you're just now tuning in, you'll have to watch the broadcast back on playback for the updates. But generally, overall, that orange zone that you're seeing there, that's the highest risk for severe weather today. Time frame being 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern Time. The yellow risk, all modes are possible, but confidence is a lot lower. Green risk, very low risk for severe weather today. And then far out in Eastern Kentucky, we're not really expecting much severe risk for you at all today. That's why you've been cut off the map there so I can zoom in on the other 2 risks. I don't think this will shift east anymore. Again, this is the brand new update that just came out about 15 minutes ago. And again, I don't think this will shift anymore here. But I just want to reiterate once again, I can't plead with you guys enough. Please stay home today. Please. Again, we've seen a lot of cars starting to be swept away. Emergency management in Hardin County has already told me they've had to do a handful of water rescues, and that's going to be similar for a lot of counties throughout the state. Jefferson County's already closed a lot of the floodgates up there to try and stop the Ohio River from proceeding into Louisville, which they may not be successful on the southwestern side. And again, West Point, if you can hear my voice and you live there, obviously you need to leave that city. You need to move all of your belongings to higher ground if you can. Take what you can with you and leave that city. That's not to scare you. That's a matter of fact. You need to leave that city right now. Again, even if you're not having threats from the flash flooding right now, your Ohio River there is absolutely going to penetrate that city. I will go through the model data here again in just one moment. I want to leave this map up. If you're in yellow and orange today, make sure you're paying attention to the forecast. Green, of course, I mean, everyone needs to pay attention today, but yellow and orange more specifically. I feel like all these are overperforming. It's just the rainfall, guys. We put out a map. Man, I don't even know. We'll have to go far back. Again, this is I'm gonna put this here again in the chats here. Again, this is from Hardin County. You can download this app and it will save your life. It will let you know about road information, emergencies that are occurring, warnings and watches and alerts, so on and so forth. It won't let me post it to the YouTube chat, of course. But if you're in Hardin County, download that app there. And a lot of counties do have an app very similar to this. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Very similar to this. But once again, you have to go to their government sites. I can't fit every single 120 counties in here. Hardin County is just our biggest county on the page, so obviously I'm going to put that in there. And it's my county too. So I wanted to put that out there. But once again, a lot of counties do have something very similar to this, or big cities that have something similar to this. Make sure you go to your government Facebook page. Like right now, I'm on Hardin County Government, or you can go to your EMA, Emergency Management Facebook pages, and a lot of them will have that posted there. So again, make sure you have those apps downloaded, folks. It very well could save your life today, especially throughout the week. I do want to go back. I'm going to try to find it real quickly. Where did I just see the images? Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness, we made so many posts. I hate making so many posts. I hate spamming you guys, but there had to be so many updates. So this is the map that we posted back all the way, I don't even know, 3 days ago. This was Tuesday, April 1st. This was the rainfall map that we posted then. I'm trying to get it to where it blows up there. I know it's kind of blurry because I'm pulling up a post here. But you can see it's pretty much coming to fruition. And again, people call us crazy for putting these numbers out there for the CPC. But this is absolutely coming true. So I don't feel like it's overperforming. I just feel like people weren't actually fully believing that amount of rainfall was possible in Kentucky, but it is, and it's happening. No, I don't think there's any weather surveys going on right now because once again, they're covering the flood risk, flash flood risk. They're covering the severe risk, and there's just not enough manpower right now at the National Weather Service offices to cover all of what needs to be covered. I don't know what that little bell was right there. Again, for those of you I see a lot of people asking, here are your current rainfall amounts. I know there's no city labels on here, but hopefully you know kind of about where you're at on the map. There's no city labels available, so I can't turn them on here. This is via the Kentucky Mesonet. You can view this on your own time, going to kymesonet.org. And again, you can look at those things. And again, you can very realistically add at least 2 to 4 inches to all these rainfall totals, maybe even as high as 5 to 6 inches on some of these, which is incredible to even think about that we still have that much rainfall to go, but we do. Again, a lot of rainfall. A lot of rainfall. I'm going to show real quickly the evolution of today once more, and then we're probably going to wrap up this broadcast here soon. This is the HRRR model valid for right now. You can see the rain is now lifting up into Kentucky, or into Indiana, northern Kentucky there, going to Ohio. And then we'll have that warm sector where supercells may pop up as soon as the next 90 minutes or so. We'll keep an eye on that. And again, all hazards are possible with these. This is valid for, you can see the timestamps up here in your top left here. Advancing this forward, I'm just going to go through here real quickly because we've already shown this. I don't want to keep up too much of your time here. Also, I want to get back to helping our emergency folks out, trying to guide them to where those harder hit areas are. Again, it's been an exhausting effort here, but hopefully we are making you guys proud, keeping you guys safe. This is valid for 6 p.m. And again, these are all potential weak supercells. 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. And again, this is not going to be 100% perfect. So if you're in like Litchfield and you're saying, oh my God, I got a supercell coming to me at 8:30. No, again, this could be a little bit south or a little bit north, but just pay attention to the overall general risk here. 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 p.m., midnight. You see the main line is here in Western Kentucky. Very, very, very spinny as it gets into Western Kentucky. And then as it progresses a little bit further into, like, let's say Owensboro to Hopkinsville, that's when the line begins to weaken. And then we don't really expect any real severe risk from this line by the time it gets to I-65 there. But the only problem with that is it will become rainfall dominant once again. This is valid for Saturday at 4 a.m., where we do have the severe window shut by then. Advancing this forward, Could see a couple of rogue warnings down here, southwestern Kentucky for some damaging winds potentially. But again, not going to be very high end in my opinion. There, way too much rainfall covering all the gaps there. Just again, I'm going to turn this down and put this into motion for you guys. Again, timestamps are on the top left there. It depends, Ashley. If Ashley asks if your main threat comes from the supercells, I think Western Kentucky's main threat is with that line that we saw there: Paducah, Madisonville, Henderson, Murray, Mayfield. That portion of the area, that corner. That's that. The main threat's with that line there. The supercell threat is the main threat for everywhere else in Kentucky. Again, I don't want to talk about the budget cuts to the National Weather Service or anything like that. See that going around the chat. Again, don't want to talk about anything like that because no one can have a conversation without bringing stupid crap into it. Again, obviously, we are feeling some repercussions from some of the changes that have occurred. But again, you do have the evolution of today going right there, timestamps in your top left. Do you see any risk of long track tornadoes? Maybe in far western Kentucky, but I think the long track is a little bit weaker today because there's not as much wind shear. There's not as much helicity today, thank goodness. But there is a ton of instability. A ton of instability. Can't find you on Venmo. Yeah, someone said that someone gave me a tip the other day and I forgot to change it. Gotta find her name real quickly. Well, where's her message? Where's her message? She sent me a message giving me a tip to change something. So apparently if you go, again, a lot of people have said this as well, you don't have to donate. Again, I'm just trying to get the information to those people that do want to donate. Apparently if you type this into the username on Venmo to send to, I'm a lot easier to find. So maybe I need to update that if anyone can tell me. Maybe I need to update that. I did forget to thank you all for your donations, didn't I? Joy, thank you for your $10. Tamara, thank you for your $10. Or Tamara, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. $20 from Brenda. $20 from Ashley. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate all of your all's generosity. Again, you don't have to do that, folks, but thank you guys very much. Timestamps are on the top left there. If you want to follow along with the loop, I'll keep that going for probably another couple minutes. If you want notifications there, Elizabeth, you type !notify like I just did there. Thank you, Elizabeth. You were able to find me on Venmo using the email address you provided. Okay, thank you, Joy. Again, want to say I'm not going to go through the whole ad spiel. They know when we have emergency days like this, they respect us. Not they understand that we don't do the whole ad spiels. But I want to say thank you to FBI Buildings, thank you to Weatherwise, thank you to Right Implement, thank you to Hyper Roofing. Again, for those companies, especially Turf Tech as well, who's not a live sponsor of us, but again they do sponsor us as well. All of our sponsors, again Heritage 52 as well. Who you don't see the logo there because I'm trying to work on getting that put up there. But again, thank you to all those folks because they're the companies that allow us to be here for you 24/7, like we have been the last. I don't even know how many days this is at this point. But again, thank you to all those companies, and I hope you consider using them and supporting them if ever you need anything, because they support us and allow us to be here for you folks all the time. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Again, can't appreciate that enough. Did you get rest? Yeah, I did get a nice little nap today, this morning. The reason you didn't see me post a whole lot from 8 to 11 a.m. is because I took a nice little nap there. I was sleeping good last night, and then, of course, you guys know, you guys saw it all too. The lightning and thunder was ridiculous, especially Ratcliffe around, I don't know what it was, 5 or 6 a.m., something like that, 6 a.m., where we had just like 4 bolts in Ratcliffe alone, almost simultaneously. So the sound wave that occurred from that was tremendous. Tremendous. This is Pivotal Weather. If you're talking about the radar that we use, Weatherwise Radar, you can go to weatherwise.app on your mobile browser to download the radar there. Make sure when you first go into the radar, you go up and click on radar there, and then here are your radar sites. So you want to click on the site closest to you. Click these blue dots, it will turn on the radar. The SPC risk for Saturday looks like this. Once again, it's a level 2 out of 5 risk. I do not see much severe risk on Saturday right now myself. Again, I think this is mainly for. I think this. I'm gonna stop this loop for a second. I think the Saturday risk is mainly for this little bit down here, Southern Kentucky. because the risks are very weird. They actually stop at 6 a.m. the following morning. So I think the slight risk in Kentucky is mainly for this right here, very early in the morning on Saturday. We could see some severe risk with this portion late Saturday afternoon, but I think in my opinion right now, the better risk for that is on the southern half of Kentucky, and it's very, very limited. I don't see much severe risk right now for my own eyeballs, but of course I can let you know if that changes. Yes, shout out to my wife because she is holding down everything else while she and her as well. Thank you for reminding me, Lexi, for allowing me to be here for you guys 24/7 as well. She's taking care of everything else going on. So shout out to my wife. Yes, Libby. Again, I pasted that link again. If you're in Hardin County, download that app there. And a lot of counties do have something similar to it as well. Again, you can get localized county alerts for roadways. I believe they have other emergencies on there, warnings, other things like that. Again, a lot of counties do have something similar to that. That's for Hardin County specifically. Go to your government Facebook pages or emergency management Facebook pages to probably find an app very similar to that. Brooke, thank you for your $25 donation. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate your kind words. Thank you, Katie. All right, I think that's going to do it for us here. I think we've pretty much exhausted everything we can. Again, my message to you right now is to stay home today. Again, guys, we've seen a lot of cars being wiped off the roads, and that's going to continue to grow as we head into late tonight, going into Sunday, or I'm sorry, to Saturday. I'm sorry, my days are getting all mixed up here. But again, my message to you is if you can, just stay home. I know it's kind of boring. We've been staying home for a while here, but again, it's going to save your life. All right, I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here with Weather Now Kentucky. Again, I'll have these maps updated and posted on our pages. Until next time, stay safe, folks.